I remember when the Prime Minister was triumphant after assaulting and assassinating the member for Warringah. He became Prime Minister. He was going to be the Infrastructure Prime Minister. Well, guess how many times he's mentioned infrastructure grants since becoming Prime Minister? Twice. Twice since becoming Prime Minister. He's mentioned wine 4 times. He's mentioned rugby 4 times. He's mentioned poetry twice. This bloke cares more about poetry, drinking and rugby than he does about infrastructure grants. This is the quality of the Prime Minister. And what's even worse is that we've got a series of interning infrastructure ministers. We've got a revolving door of infrastructure ministers under this chaotic government. We had Warren Truss, who spent 2 years and 153 days in the portfolio, and he was a stayer compared to the ones who succeeded him. He was a stayer.
He slept through most of it.
He slept through it, and quite frankly, we slept through his question time performance. Then we had the member for Gippsland, 1 year and 305 days. Then the member for New England, 68 days. And the current bloke, the member for Riverina, has been in for 77 days. The current minister has been Minister for Infrastructure for only slightly longer than Mal Meninga's political career. In fact, the last 2 ministers have lasted for fewer days than Sophie Monk's relationship with Stu Laundy. And I checked. He allowed it. And in fact, the last 3 ministers combined have had a shorter tenure than the time Britney Spears was married to K-Fed. That is how short these ministers' attention span is. And when you add up all the 4 coalition ministers, when you add up their entire tenure, it's lasted less time than the Taylor Swift-Katy Perry feud. This is how serious these guys take infrastructure. So the combined period, 4 years and 238 days, when we compare it to the golden era of infrastructure investment in this country under the member for Graindler, who served for 5 years and 289 days. And during those 5 years, infrastructure investment per person in this country increased from $132 to well over $200 per person, so a significant rise in per capita investment. That's how you do infrastructure investment in this country, matching your rhetoric with real dollars, unlike this sham of a government that uses smoke and mirrors to hide the fact that they are underinvesting, ripping off Australians, ripping off our economy and driving us into the ground.